Welcome back to Red Panda of Destiny. We're, of course, continuing our series on the greatest album of 2017, Chaos and Bliss by the 100. Doing the first track right now, which is Dreamcatcher. I think this is a good opener for the band. Really lets you hear what they're about. We have several positives here. I think the main highlight positive would be energy, which is something we got from the 100 from the Prodigy album that we did last time, whenever that was. It was like a month ago, I think, maybe, possibly. But yeah, the energy and the riff are the first two positives I want you to think about here as we listen to the first sample. You can definitely hear their nu metal influences at the beginning there. Killer riff. Definitely sounds like they've down-tuned. I think that's how they did that with nu metal. Down to like drop D tuning or whatever. Don't quote me on that. I don't know much about guitars. I just remember some vague stuff about when I tried to learn how to play bass. But yeah, it just has that kind of early 2000s vibe. I think they definitely seem like they're big Linkin Park fans, at least the first two Linkin Park albums, which were very energy-focused. Here's rap, here's metal, let's go. But they're obviously more metalcore because that's the style that's around now, so they're more influenced by that modern style. But then we have what I've notated as the chill down, which is, I guess, it's not quite a breakdown, but it's definitely a break from the energy. And it also hear some of the rapping from, what's the vocalist's name? Oh God, I don't know whose name is whose. Jacob Field is the vocalist. But yeah, you get to hear him rap in a second, if I find the right tab. Oh, I forgot to click on it. Okay, here we go. So it's got that kind of rap style that you'd only have in rap metal. Bit of De La Rocha in there. Just that. It would never work by itself, but it works well because you've got a guitar behind you. I guess it's punk rap, we should call it there. And just, I have a general positive for the guitars, but just well played in this song. Actually, I was going to have a positive for drums now that I think about it, so we'll put that. Not an interesting bass band, though, so we won't be talking too much about that. Oh, damn it. It does not. Okay, the bassist is called Phil Kneller. It's Kneeller. It's kind of weird. And then Joe Balkin. What does he play? This is not good. Oh, Joe Balkin must be the drummer. So props to him for drumming. And Tim Hidder is the guitarist. They have weird names. They're all British. They shouldn't have that weird of names. But yeah, I think those two are pretty good. Enjoyed that. That gives us one last positive, which is sort of electronic sound effects, which you will hear now. So you just see they have, subtle hints of electronic music in their tracks. They usually don't do more than a little break, I suppose. It's a bit like listening to an old ELP record where they just suddenly go into a synth solo and you're like, whoa, where'd that come from? It's 1973. There's no synthesizers yet. But yeah, when they do it, they seem to come up with some creative stuff, which is why it's surprising that they don't have a DJ. It's just four guys. Like they look like a rock band when they play, but they have all these sound effects. So I guess it's all post sound effects, which is cool. I like it when people are synthing on stage or whatever it is. Just do something, will you? Don't just have a backing track, even if it is electronic. It'd be cool to have something going on. But I think that brings us to the end of this episode. These episodes are going to be shorter than our previous episodes because the 100 do not have the large promoting teams of the bands we've covered so far. They did release 3 music videos for this album, though, so we will cover those. But most of the tracks are just going to be the track. And I don't think they sample much. I think they make their own samples, if you know what I mean. So we won't be talking about that like we did with No Tourists. But we'll be back next week for the next track, which is Monster, which incidentally has a music video. So that'll be fun. See you then.